Good evening, guys. Good evening, Gaurav, Harish, Jennifer, Mahesh, Navpreet. Can you all hear me? Sameer, Samrat, Vignesh, Vinay. Am I audible to all of you guys? Bhaskar has raised a question. We'll discuss about that soon, Bhaskar. Yes, Arun is able to hear me. Are you all able to see the screen as well? Resi, Verma. Right. How are you guys doing? How did your weekend go, guys? What all did you do during this weekend? How many of you watched movies? How many of you started your GRE preparations? How did your weekend go? Sumant was watching movies. Manoj, weekend went on well. That's really nice to hear. Okay. I see some of the students are just joining during this session. So let us all interact until they join. So I have a question to raise to all of you before I start this seminar, because this seminar is going to be about how to decide between GRE, CAT and GATE. I want to know how many of you fall under each of these categories. How many of you want to take GRE, how many of you want to take CAT, how many of you want to take GATE, or all three. So what is your status? How is the audience like? I want to know that. So in order to know that, I want to launch a poll. I should launch a poll. I'll launch it now. So you can take more than one option here. You can choose more than one option here. Just click on the options necessary or relevant to you and click the button submit. Okay. So this will help me to understand how is the audience today like. Okay, how many of I see a lot of you taking GRE and GATE. In fact, many of you are taking both, I guess. Okay. Manoj says we want to take GRE, so I have registered in GREedge. All right, Manoj. Vinay is taking both GRE and GATE. All right. How many of you are taking CAT? I see 39% of you are taking CAT as well. Guys, quickly answer the poll so that we'll proceed with the seminar. Okay. How many of you are engineering here? How many of you have completed engineering? How many of you are doing engineering? How many of you are working? Maybe she's an engineer. Saurabh is doing his engineering. Akshay is also doing his engineering. Vinay is in his third year. Okay. Manoj is doing his B.Tech. Balchit is also doing his engineering. Dual degree M.Tech student. Okay. Sumant, would you like to do PhD? All right. Harish is in Sri Charan is doing B.Tech. Okay, engineering. Ujjwal says IT services. Okay. All right. So most of you here are engineers. Is there anyone who's a non-engineer here? Non-engineering student, non-engineering. Gaurav is a graduate in media science. Okay. Sumant is inclined towards CAT and GRE, and Sumant is confused between Indian universities or universities abroad. Which one to choose? I guess all of you who've joined this seminar would have this question. That is why you're all here. So can I assume that? I have this to tell you guys. This is an interface. Okay, this is an online seminar. You see your mics have been switched off because there are more than 50 students attending this seminar at a time. So it is not possible for all of us to speak. So I have the mic access, but it does not stop us to stop you from interacting anyway. Do you see a questions box on the right hand side of the screen? On the right hand side panel, do you see a questions box? Use that chat box to raise your questions or to post your queries, or if you need any response, you can post it. So many students are attending the seminar. Their questions will just pop in front of me. Okay, so in order to get your questions answered, please wait. I'll look at it and definitely answer. In case it does not get answered, don't worry. Even then, we have experts here who can guide you even better after this seminar as well. This is a 1 hour seminar. We'll try to cover as much as possible. Okay, shall we all agree on that and proceed? Okay, maybe it says that's great. Let's get started. Yes, that's what even I want to do. Before that, I want to share the poll results to all of you. This is how today's audience look like. Okay, guys, before that, please confirm whether my audio, whether it is clear to all of you. Is it error free? Okay, yes, that's great. Super. All right. If you wonder who am I, then I'll share about details about me. I am Manoj Sivanandan. I'm a senior GRE expert at GREedge. So I see a lot of students confused between GRE and GRE GATE and CAT all the time when I take the seminar. So this is why I chose this topic to discuss. Hope you all get useful information out of it, and you all make the right decision for your right career. Now, today's seminar is going to be about what is GRE GATE and CAT. Okay, so what are these exams? Why do graduates take it? Why do students take this exam? And we compare all three examinations, and later on we discuss the scope. Isn't it? Scope is important, isn't it, guys? What do you do after taking these examinations? Is the score really useful? What all would you be able to do after getting the score? So all these questions would be there in your mind. So yes, Mayvish, I'll tell about that as well. Let me see. Okay, though it is not a part of this seminar, right? Santosh says yes, it is very important. So that is, you should know the scope of the examination, right? So without much ado, we'll discuss about GATE first. Okay, the sequence is like GATE, CAT, and GRE. We'll discuss everything about GATE, then we'll discuss about CAT, and then we'll discuss about GRE, and finally we are going to compare all three and help you decide which one is better. Yes, Tapas, I'm here to answer your question, but kindly wait till some time till I convey certain things. Maybe your question might get answered during the course of this seminar. If it still doesn't get answered, I'll answer it for sure. All right. Now, this GATE exam is Graduate Aptitude Test in Engineering. So this is obviously for engineers. So that is why I asked how many of you here are engineers. So after you complete your engineering, you can take this GATE exam. How many of you here are from IITs? That is, how many of you did your B.Tech, are doing your B.Tech in the IITs? And how many of you worry that you did not make into the IITs and you entered to some other college? Harish is from Triple IT Gwalior. Okay, is it Triple IT or IIT? I did not make it into the IIT. Are you worried about that, Hitesh? How many of you worry that you did not make it into the IITs or the top NITs in your undergraduation? And how many of you would want to get into IITs or NITs? It must have been really challenging. Okay, but the problem is there is no harm at all. Now you have another opportunity by taking GATE. By taking GATE, and if you scored high in the GATE examination, you can very well make into the IITs in India. Okay, so people who missed an opportunity to do their graduation in the IITs or in top universities, I would suggest GATE is a good option for you. So when you take GATE, this GATE examinations out of 100 marks, to make it to the top universities, so to make it to the top universities, you have to score at least 80, 85 or 90 percentile. That is into the IITs or NITs. They prefer top secure top scorers, so you have to keep it high. But what happens if you don't score such a high GATE score? Okay, so so the problem is that, okay, if you don't manage, not all of us can score 90 plus percentile. Am I right? Can all of us score a 90 plus percentile, or can all of us score 100 out of 100 in GATE? That is definitely not possible at all. The probability is 100% that it does not happen. So, so the 90 percentile plus percentile student get into the IITs and other colleges. What happens after that? If I get a low GATE score, what happens is this. The GATE score is valid for 3 years, and these universities, Indian universities, accept your GATE score. Predominantly, students take it to get into IITs or NITs or IISc Bangalore or very top colleges. Okay, what does this GATE examination consist of? So this GATE examination is a highly technical examination. You will have to you will have one aptitude question paper, aptitude test. So this aptitude test is not general mathematics. Okay, aptitude generally refers to quantitative reasoning or general mathematics, but here it is not so. Any person who's taking the GATE would also choose a stream. Say an electronics graduate will get into the electronics field, a chemical engineer can get into the chemical engineering field. So you are asked to choose a field, and but anyway the test will be a mixture of all the questions. So when you're an engineer, you should know about all the types of engineering. So the test would be a mixture of all these. And through GATE you can also get into a job. There are few companies which give you employment based on your GATE score, but students generally don't prefer it. They just use a GATE score to get into a better university and have a better career. This GATE exam is for 3 hours. There would be 65 questions, a mixture of all the engineering type questions, and the maximum marks is 100 marks. To make you sad, there is negative marking in the GATE exam as well. Okay, so you have to be careful about which questions you choose, and this is also made a computer-based test. When I gave GATE, it was not a computer-based test; it was a written test. Unfortunately, I didn't score high, but here it is now a computer-based test. So it is essential for you to take a proper computer-based test practice before you actually give your GATE exam. The fee for GATE examination is $750. I'm sorry, 750 rupees for women and 1,500 rupees for men. Okay, so this is all about GATE. There is no age limit to write the GATE examination. So why do students generally take the GATE exam? The GATE exam is taken by students who want to stay back in India, okay, fulfill their dreams to get into the top universities to pursue their career in technology or engineering. And if you manage to score a 90 percentile plus score, then you can definitely get into NITs, IITs, IISc Bangalore, BITS, or any other college which is known to be a premier institute in India. And to join a university out of, generally students prefer to take GATE to join a university in India, and there are close to say 150 good universities in India. Okay, there could be even 400, 500 colleges in every state which accept a GATE score and which admit a student for a higher degree. Okay, but if you take the GATE examination, and if you want to get into the top university, then you are limited to only close to 150 universities. Otherwise, taking GATE and getting a degree may not add very much to your profile. Okay, there is no limit. There is no number of times you have to you can take the GATE examination as well. No, Nikhil, no university, no country other than India accepts a GATE score. Now Amarnath has this question: how much would be the salary after taking a GATE and going to the IITs or a good university? Is that your question, Amarnath? Would you mind if we discuss about that shortly? Okay. Now next comes the CAT examination. Now guys, we are discussing about each of these examinations, and later I'll compare all these three examinations where I'll also talk about the scope of each. So I think you will get a better clarity about which one to choose at that stage, right? Now, how many of you here want to pursue a career in management, a management related study or business related study? How many of you would want to do that? Or you may also tell me how many of you do not want an engineering based career. I would definitely raise my hand for this. I don't want a career in engineering at all. That is why I did my MBA. Harish here want to do MBA. Yes, Atul, it does. Roshan wants to do MBA. Yes, Suraj, it has. But in general, the examination, GATE examination consists of mixture of all the types of engineering questions. I don't want to remain in technical life, says Sumant. Okay. Gairik says, I'm interested in both the fields. No problem, Gairik. You have options also. Hitesh says, is there any sense or is there no sense in doing an MBA other than IIMs? That's a brilliant question, Hitesh. Okay, now I'll just tell you. We'll discuss about CAT, and I'll also tell you other options which you have after taking a CAT examination. CAT stands for Common Admission Test. Okay, in this Common Admission Test, your logical skills are tested a lot. Your decision making skills, logical skills, time management skills, so many other skills are tested. And this CAT examination is for engineers and non-engineers. So anyone who wishes to have a career in business or management can take this CAT exam. You can take the CAT, and if you manage to score a 95 plus percentile or 98 plus percentile, you can definitely make into the one of the IIMs, Indian Institute of Management Institutes. But there is one problem. You are also expected to have a little amount of work experience. Okay, I know a person who secured 98 percentile in his first attempt in CAT examination, but he was not given he did not get a call from any of the IIMs just because he didn't have enough work experience. Okay, and later on he gained some 1 year work experience, got a 99 percentile and made into IIM Bangalore. So this is how it happens. So CAT requires it is definitely very highly challenging. So CAT, does it have a total score, is Hitesh's question. CAT does not have a total score. It has a percentile system. It is again a percentile system. You have two sections. One is your quantitative ability, mathematics, data interpretation section. Together it is one section. Okay, you will have a mixture of both these questions. And verbal ability and logical reasoning, that is English, reading comprehension, fill in the blanks type questions. So this is another type of section. So they have both these sections. Together you're given 140 minutes. When I gave it was 75 minutes each, but now it is only for 140 minutes, that is 70 minutes each. You get 3 points if you crack a question, and if you lose a point when you don't crack a question, and when you don't attempt a question, you don't get any mark at all for that. So this is how it is split it up. It is better not to attempt if you're not confident, because it has negative marking. And this is also a computer based test. Now Garik, I think a lot of you are worried about work experience. Am I right? As soon as I said without work experience you can't get into good universities, I see a lot of questions. Yes or no? Akshay, Saurabh. Okay, I understand guys, with CAT and without a work experience, it is almost impossible, or it is very challenging to get into the IIMs. But you can get into other competitive, other top colleges if you don't have a work experience. Okay, it is a computer-based test purpose. Okay, and one more thing I would say about doing an MBA or PGDM in a non-IIM college, okay, which is not an Indian Institute of Management. If you manage to get into some other college, say LIBA and few other colleges are good, Great Lakes, few other colleges are good, but apart from the top 10 plus colleges, okay, if you make into some other college, I don't think it has a great value. You may definitely get a degree, but you cannot expect a very high paying job. Is it clear, guys? So working experience is very important to get, along with a great CAT score, CAT percentile. Work experience is also important to get into top IIMs or the IIMs or the top universities. But later on, if you want to get into any, if you are free to compromise on the university, then you can get a place in one of the other universities or the colleges in India, and the CAT score is accepted again only in India. Okay. Bhaskar says, I have experience in manufacturing sector, but I want to do my MBA in marketing. Will my work experience be considered? Yes, Bhaskar, that is possible. You should at least know what an organization is and how it works. That much knowledge is actually sufficient. Now, Preet, I was talking about CAT examination. With a good CAT score and with a good work experience, you will be able to make into IIMs. Without a work experience and a good CAT score, you can get into other good universities, but not into the IIMs. The CAT score is valid for just 1 year, Bala. Now, why do internships are not sufficient, Harish? Internships are not sufficient because they don't consider it because, say, you don't get to know about the entire organization when you do an internship. It is just a project, a longer duration project. Grishma, the CAT score is valid only for a year. Okay. Right. Garik, there is no problem. You can get into, try to manage and get into a good university. Try to get a good CAT score. Yes, Harish, that is right. Ayush will talk about jobs in a short while. Okay. So why do students take CAT examination? Okay, students generally take the CAT examination to do their MBA or PGDM after graduation. And to a person who has an interest in management, or in other ways, a person who does not have an interest in a technical field or IT field or engineering field, you can choose to do CAT. And if you get a very good CAT percentile and if you have some amount of work experience in an organization, then that is helpful and it will help you to get into IIMs. And to join a university, there would be, if I should say the top universities, there should be only 10-20 good universities. Later on, you may have other universities, but you cannot expect a very high paying job. Okay. Suraj wants to know, for a higher salary, which one is suitable or which one is the best. I'll talk about that. Atul, I'm not receiving your questions. I'm just receiving some numbers. Divisha, I might have missed your question. Please post it once again. A minimum of 1 year work experience would do, Bhaskar. Or if you want to do an executive MBA, then you might require 3 years or 5 years work experience based on the university you want to get into. The package would be definitely high, Harish. We'll talk about jobs and packages soon. Yeah, Atul, engineering, I mean MBA after engineering and MBA after BCom or BA, it actually has a difference in terms of understanding, like how well you understand the subject. Okay, so that is the only difference, but otherwise difficulty wise it doesn't matter much. Work experience need not be relevant, Ujjwal. Fees in IIMs would be slightly very, high, Hitesh. It may vary from 14 lakhs to 20-25 lakhs. The cutoff marks to get into IIMs would be 95 plus percentile. Nikhil, if you are working in an organization for more than 3 years or 5 years, then you can do a 1-year executive MBA program. Right. Guys, we'll proceed further. Right. We'll talk about the GRE examination now. GRE stands for Graduate Record Examination, and this can be taken by any student or any engineering or any other graduate student and a working professional. Anyone can take the GRE examination. It is not necessary that you should have completed your graduation. For all the 3 examinations, it is not necessary that you should have completed graduation. It is enough if you are in your graduation. And the score range for the GRE exam ranges between 260 and 340. And any score above 320 plus will be very good. You can get into top good universities. And the validity of the GRE score is for 5 years. So generally students start preparing very early for their GRE examination. They give it early, and their scores are valid for 5 years. So they take it early. And there are many universities. In the US alone, there should be at least 2,500 plus universities which accept your GRE score. And Singapore universities, German universities, Canadian universities, Netherlands, universities in Netherlands also accept your GRE score. Ayush has this questions: how many attempts are allowed? You can take the GRE examination any number of times in your lifetime, Ayush, but within a year you can take it only 5 times, and with a 21-day window, with a 21-day gap between 2 successful attempts, you can take the GRE. Yes, MIT for sure accepts the GRE score, Saurabh, but you need other things also, like your work experience or like a research paper. Okay, there are few other things that you have to fulfill to get into very good top universities. Sumant, I would suggest a PhD instead of MBA. GRE is not applicable in India. GRE score is not accepted in India, Garishma. A 1-year work experience would be sufficient, Arun. Apart from GRE, you should also take a language test. It can be TOEFL or IELTS, but for a US university, I would strongly suggest you to take TOEFL exam. Yes, it does, Indrajit. Santosh, you have organizations which provide you scholarships. Yes, Gaurav, you can take the GRE examination, no problem at all. Atul, the number of years for your work experience doesn't matter. The quality of work experience matters a lot. If you don't have a work experience, I mean the work experience is important only for the top universities, be it India or the US. If you don't have a work experience, you can get into any other, so many other universities in the US, and in India you can get into good universities as well, but not the top ones. Yes, there are scholarship schemes available for the GRE examination. I mean, not to take the GRE, but for your masters, you have a lot of scholarship opportunities available. And Indian government so far does not have any active organization which provides good scholarship. So you might have to apply to the US universities and get scholarships. So you have to follow the application deadlines and scholarship deadlines of the universities you apply to get a scholarship and an admit. Business besides the GRE, the work experience you have, a project you do, an internship you do, and anything else that adds to your profile academically matters racing. No, usual they take scores only from your undergraduation percentage. Garishma, I'll talk about that soon. The TOEFL score is valid for 2 years, Rakesh. Yes, Suraj, after you take the GRE examination, if you have a good GRE score and if you have a very good profile, you may also get a full funding. But your profile has to be very strong to get it. Vishaka, I understand you might have challenges in balancing your work and your preparation, but I would say which course do you want? I want to know which course do you want to do, MBA or do you want to take the GATE exam? I don't understand which course you want to choose. We'll discuss a little further. Maybe you'll get to get your answers for all the questions, guys. Okay, the GRE structure is like you have quantitative reasoning section, you have verbal reasoning section and essay writing section. And this examination is for 4.5 hours and there's no negative marking in the GRE. It is an online adaptive exam, meaning the questions that you get in the GRE is based on how you perform in the test. Okay, if you perform well, you will get a slightly challenging question, which carries a lot of marks. Okay, the better you perform, the higher would be your score. Alright, so it is also a percentile system, and the exam fee is $195, which is close to 12,000 Indian rupees. And if you want to know about the prospects, generally students take the GRE exam because they can do MS, PhD, and nowadays the GRE exam scores are also accepted by B schools in the US. Previously they were accepting only GMAT, but now GRE scores are accepted by B schools in the US, and it is also known that a person who takes the GRE and goes to a B school has higher chances of getting a scholarship compared to a person who takes a GMAT and gets into a B school. That is the scenario like, so that considering the options, considering the wide options they have after the GRE, students generally prefer GRE now. Okay, in the top universities in the US, if you want to have a well-paid, generally students prefer universities and not to go to US, you should definitely take the GRE. And the best part which I like about GRE is that you have wider options. Okay, here at least there are only 10-20 good universities, and you have to definitely make it into those universities. But there are in the US there are close to 2,500 or 2,400 plus universities. Okay, so even if you miss in one university, not every one of us can get into the MIT, but a few of them can get into MIT, few of them can get into Stanford. But would you differentiate much between MIT and Stanford with respect to jobs and pay? There's not much difference at all. Okay, so maybe for computer science, even MIT may not be good. For computer science engineering, Cornell University might be good, but it does not require a great GRE score. So that is how it is. For there are many universities, many good universities, and the pay you get after you complete your course, after you come out of MIT, and the pay you get after you come out of Stanford do not vary much. So you have wider options when you take the GRE examination. I'll answer a few questions and I'll take some more, and I have some more comparisons to make. Are all 2,500 good universities? Definitely, Balasubramanian, they are very good in terms of exposure, and also the practical experience, you get at least 250 of them are better compared to the IITs and IIMs. If you rank IITs, IIMs and all the US universities, IITs would definitely rank somewhere after 150 or 250th rank. Okay, so that is how it is. I don't underestimate IITs, but if you in the world rank, there are better universities than the IITs as well. Vishaka, if you are confused about all these three, you should first decide whether you want to go abroad or whether you want to stay back in India. If you want to go abroad, you have to take the GRE for sure. That is just one entrance examination. You are okay to go with masters or MBA. But if you want to stay back in India, then only you're confused between GATE or CAT. Okay. Yes, Garik, Ivy League universities, not only Ivy League universities, almost all the universities in the US provide some scholarship opportunity. It is known that on an average, a student always gets a $2,000 scholarship. Okay, the average scholarship students get there is around $2,000, which is anyway little compared to the tuition fee and other expenses, but on average you definitely get it. Sri Durga, I do not have a list of universities right now because that is not the agenda today, but a counselor here at GREedge can help you choose a better university. There should be at least 250 plus universities, Navpreet. Okay, the fee there in the US would be close to 20 to 40 lakhs per year for your education. Obviously, you would have to take loans and go and pursue your course. But there is one assurance which I can give you: after you complete your course, within a year's time, you will be able to repay the loans. Such would be the pay you get after you complete the course. Definitely, Atul, your projects and project experience would help you to overcome your lack of work experience as well. MS, obviously MS would fetch you a better paid job, Santosh. Research work is compulsory for CAT, good for GRE. Okay, it is not compulsory. If you have, it is good. GMAT is tougher, Balasubramanian. GMAT involves a lot of logical type questions. In GRE, it is just English and mathematics. With some kind of preparation, you would be able to crack GRE. Germany, Arun, and in both the countries, US and Germany, you won't be able to work there after a year. Okay, maximum, and that 1 year is also for a particular type of visa. Okay, so you would be asked to come back to your home country, or if you want to stay there, you might have to have tie-ups with companies. You might have to do certain other things. Yes, Garishma, even if you get a 300 plus, you can get into, maybe not into the top universities, but you can get into good universities. It is possible to have a full funding, Nikhil, but your profile has to be very strong, a 330 plus GRE score, a good work experience, a good project. So your profile has to be very, very strong. Gaurav, I'll ask a counselor to share it with you. Sumant, it depends on where you do your MBA. Okay, MBA, if you do in top universities in India, then you can get somewhere close to 20 lakhs per annum, maybe. Okay, in one of the top universities. Okay, but if you do even a master's in even one average university in the US, if you do your MBA in one of the good universities in the US, you can get almost the same amount of pay. $2,000 per semester, Lokesh. Average fee, that is the average. Saurabh, between MBA and GRE, I do not suggest any. Actually, if you want to do your MBA or Masters, I would suggest you to take GRE. Research work in graduation is not compulsory, Divisha. If you want a research assistantship, then it is compulsory, but there are other types of scholarships as well. If you don't have a research submission, still you may avail some scholarships. Venugopal, yes, that is possible with a very high GRE score and a very good project or work experience. Yes, Suraj, you can take the GRE examination even while you're doing your B.Tech. Hitesh, the time required to take the GRE exam would be somewhere close to 3 months to 6 months. That's all, not more than that. There are very many good universities in California, Sri Charan, one called University of California, Los Angeles. There are many good universities in California. It should be during graduation. You can take the GRE examination during graduation, okay, before you graduate, because the score is also valid for 5 years. You can focus on your projects and gaining some experience after you take your GRE. Santosh has a brilliant question. If you are weak in technical things and if you wish to go to do masters, can you survive? I am afraid no, Santosh, because there the practical, it has to be practical, okay, things are practical. If you have interest and if you are weak, then you can manage. If you don't have interest for technical things, then I would say you should choose a different stream. Maybe a master's in business, okay, MBA might help you. MBA in a good university would have a higher package, Sumant. After taking the GRE, you can apply to masters in the US, Hina. Alright, now I have a comparison between GRE, GATE and CAT. So the maximum marks is this. The GATE and CAT examinations have percentile systems and the GRE examination maximum marks is 340. So I have shared the high score. What is considered to be a high score in each of these examinations? Fee details I have mentioned. You can take a snapshot of this. And here I want to share something really important. Guys, do you see the number of students who are taking the examination? So GATE exam, there are so many engineering graduates who graduate every year from India. So out of them, most of them take the GATE examination. So competition is very high. So the chances of you getting into the top university might be very, very thin. Okay. And CAT examination, as I told you, you have to score really high to get into the top universities. And if you don't make it into the top 10-15 universities, then you cannot expect a great pay. And there are only 90 to 1 lakh students taking the GRE examination. So the comp are also very high. So definitely you will get a admit in the, you have to be very careful in choosing the university. If you do a careful choice of the university, you can very well get an admit in the US. The score validity is for 3 years for GATE, it is for 1 year for CAT, and it is for 5 years for the GRE examination. So what happens here is you can also take your GRE examination multiple times in a year. You need not wait till your period gets over. You can take it multiple times. So you have a thinner window. You need not wait until that 1 year is over for you. And this M.Tech, your GATE examination scores are accepted only by Indian universities, and if you manage to get into top universities, then you may expect a very good career. To get into the top universities, as I told you previously, it requires a very high percentile, okay, and your CAT scores are only for MBA and PGDM. But the GRE examination, if you consider it, you can take the GRE, apply to masters, which engineers do after their graduation, MBA and PhD, all the courses in the US. In US alone, there should be close to 2,500 plus universities which accept the score. But now, apart from US, there are universities in Germany, there are universities in Singapore, Netherlands, and also Canada, which accept your GRE score, and also you can pursue your engineering there in any of the other countries as well. So the chance, you need not wait until you make into the university. You must have seen students taking the CAT multiple times to get into their desired university, but here it is not required. Okay, I have another comparison to share with all of you. You are all interested about the pay you get. Am I right? I've split the pay you get into two actually. The top universities, if you get into one of the top universities for GATE, that is the IITs or NITs or BITS colleges in India, the average, this is the average, okay, average amount would be 6 lakh per annum. It can be close to, say, 5 to 6 lakh for a student. It can be even 25 lakhs for a student. Okay, the average is 6 lakhs. And for CAT, if you get into the IIMs, the average is also very high, which is actually 10 lakhs per annum. Okay, so all that you have to do is get into those top universities. You also asked me whether is there any point in doing an MBA in any other college than the top ones. It speaks here. Okay, the top ones, they have their own value. Doing an MBA in some college in some nook and corner of India may not help you much in terms of pay package. Okay, but if you see in if you take the GRE examination and go to any university, say I'll first talk about the top universities, the average pay, the range itself varies from $55,000 to $1,30,000 per annum, which is so much money. Okay, and with this you can easily close all your loans within a year. Next comes average universities. Universities that rank lesser in your by taking GATE and CAT, the average amount is really less. And in masters, in your GRE, after you complete your GRE, go to some other university, your average ranges from $35,000 to $80,000. Okay, so and not only this, this number can vary based on the stream you choose, based on how much work experience you take, based on the projects you do, based on various other factors. This number can change. This number can be even higher if you have a better profile. If you go there and if you have a good project, or if you have a good internship there, then this number can be even higher than $1,30,000 per year. Okay, now I'll take some questions. The section-wise marking scheme, if you in the GRE exam, is like you have 170 marks per section, Anant. Okay, 170 for quant and 170 for verbal. This AWA section is for 6 marks, which is evaluated separately. Mechanical engineering student, if you want to do masters, then I would suggest, MBA, I would suggest operations for you, Atul. Operations management. Work experience refers to jobs, Ayush. Internships are different, work experience are different. If you want to take the GRE, get into one of the top universities, your internships can also speak. But if you want to take your CAT, get into IIMs for MBA, then your work experience speaks. If you do MBA in US, will you get a well-paid job more than doing a master's? Santosh, it purely depends upon depends upon how you perform for both the courses. It is the same, but I would say for MS it is higher, even higher. Hitesh, that is not a point of discussion here, but you can talk to a counselor regarding this. Amarnath, I do not know much about you to guide you regarding the course you have to choose. You might have an interest, say if you, I mean, if you're doing your graduation now, if you are an electronics graduate, you would clearly know if you have an interest in electronics or not. If you have interest in that field, choose a subject in the same field. If you do not have interest, find which one is better for you. I would say in general, find your interest and choose a course. Okay, you have all the courses. You have relevant courses in various universities in the US. So you have that choice in the US universities. In case of GATE, you will have a mixture of all the technology related questions, Balasubramanian. If you are an electronics student, it is not necessarily that you will get questions only from electronics. You will also get from other sections. So you should have a knowledge about all the engineering subjects, and you should keep in mind this GATE examination is just one examination which tests all your engineering skills. It is not different examinations for different courses. Garishma, percentile is calculated based on the comparison between the top scorer and your score. The score that the top scorer secures is kept as 100%, that is 100 marks, and your mark out of that person's mark into 100 is called your percentile. Definitely yes, Suraj, I would say GRE is good for any engineering graduate who wishes to do masters in the US. GRE and GMAT, now there is not much difference, Ina, because GRE is also accepted by B schools in the US. Okay, so and GRE is better compared to GMAT in terms of scholarships. Okay, GRE can fetch you a better scholarship compared to GMAT. Jennifer, you have to take the GRE examination by June this year at least to apply for fall 2016. Sumant, you have to start preparing for CAT at least 2 or 3 months from now. It would take at least 6 months after your GRE to complete all the other procedures. Kaushal, it can also take 8 months. Gaurav, if you are interested in the same field, I would suggest to choose masters or MBA in a relevant field. Okay, I'm not very aware about media sciences. Hitesh, we can't help you with that, Hitesh. UPSC examinations are completely different from the examinations we are discussing. But one thing I could say is UPSC has introduced a aptitude test now. It is called CSAT. CSAT, okay, Civil Services Aptitude Test. So there probably you might have, we can help you. Or preparation for GRE and GRE can help you with that section. But otherwise, these examinations are totally different. All right. After discussing all this, I would like to know how many of, if you are planning to prepare for your GRE, I want to know how many of you would want to join GREedge, because we have a systematic methodology. I can also share about that. How many of you would want to know about GRE Edge for your GRE? Guys who want to take the GRE examination, you can answer the poll. Even guys who are confused about taking GATE or GRE can also answer a poll. We can guide you better. Manoj, as I told you, what kind of work you do is not much important, but how relevant it is the experience you gain with the subject you choose matters a lot. Say if you have a experience in the IT field, and if you are going to choose about a field in mechanical engineering, then it would be totally different, isn't it? So your experience may not help you much with your course. So when it comes to masters, how relevant your subject and your course is very important. But when it comes to CAT, okay, CAT or MBA, okay, solely completely MBA, any kind of work experience is good because it is all about understanding an organization. Just that is enough. Okay, so any kind of work experience is good for just an MBA. Sumant, corresponding courses in which subject? For the GRE, do you talk about? If that is your question, Suman, GRE Edge is an online academy. We give you online training for your GRE examination. Okay, so you can choose the first option if you want to join us. Choose the second option if you want to talk to a counselor. For an electronics graduate, say if you are interested in the making of an electronics component, I would suggest operations management, Santosh. If you are interested about how to make and sell electronics component, or if you are interested about how to sell certain things, then I would suggest marketing. So it depends on what about electronics you are interested about, Santosh. Mahesh, I cannot guarantee that to you. For MSEE, they call it electrical engineering there in the US, Santosh. There is something called a systems management, Suman, that would be preferable. Guys, have you all answered the poll? Definitely yes, Garishma. In masters, you can very well choose subjects related to electronics and communication. You have very narrow courses also, like power electronics. In electronics, even the very minimum or very minute subject can be chosen in your masters. Job condition after doing masters and after doing M.Tech can be totally different, Nikhil. I would very well suggest masters in case of work type or work, what to say, if you want to have a really posh life after posh career after your higher education, masters should be your option. Manoj, I would suggest you to think about media management. There's something called media management. There is one institution called MICA in India. Okay, so if you want to join that, then you can take the CAT examination and join. If you are choosing this option, try to get some work experience in this field. Anything is fine, Santosh. You just have to have an idea about an organization. Loans are provided based on your admit, dwell, and also your profile. Ayush, you can take the GRE examination while you are in your graduation, and later on you can work for a year or two because your score is valid for 5 years. Manoj, I would say first do your MBA, okay, and then go for a work experience. If you do not aim to get into top MBA schools, IIMs in India, okay, I would suggest this. If you want to get into top colleges, then try to get some work experience, and then later on you can go. But for you, if you want to do it in MICA, then I would say do your MBA first. In all these three cases, in terms of GATE, CAT, and MBA, please keep, CAT and GRE, please keep in mind you are qualifying further. Okay, so your chances of getting a very good job actually becomes higher. Okay, in all the three cases, it differs differs in just one thing: what is important. For some of you, a good career or interested career would be important. For some of you, high-paying job would be important. For some of you, going to the US would be important. So it depends on what you are interested in. Yes, exactly, Ayush. The GRE examination is conducted throughout the year and on all 365 days. So you can just book the date and take the examination. Your CV should consist of a work experience, project or internship, Suman, and also a good SOP and LOR. There are many centers in India, Gaurav. If you go to if you want to know more about the GRE exam, type www.ets.org. Okay, E for egg, T for tail, S for sale. Okay, so ets.org, that is the organization that conducts the GRE examination. So you can think about what are the sections like and how you should go about preparing for your GRE. And we can help you prepare for the GRE examination. Chandni, do you want to go abroad? Definitely, Manoj. I would say you can take the GRE even now. Okay, why wait till you complete your MBA? One thing I would say is when you get a job, when you are working, it might be very challenging to balance your examinations. You have the advantage of the validity of the score with respect to GRE. So why don't you take it as early as possible and be free about this? Okay, think about job or internship later on. I would suggest you should take the GRE while you are in college when you have some free time. It should vary from 20 to 30 lakhs for a year for the course, Santosh. Hitesh, just choose the second option in the poll. I'll ask a counselor to talk to you. Yes, Shruti, please post your question. Chandni, if you want to go to the US or if you want to go abroad, then choose GRE for MBA and not CAT. GREedge programs are not free of cost, Hitesh. We charge for the programs and we also help you to reach a good GRE score. Yes, Anand, there are students who take the GRE examination as soon as they enter college as well. The course is only for 4 years, but the validity is for 5 years, so they take it as early as possible. Yes, Vignesh, that is very well possible. Hitesh, it depends on how long you want to prepare with us. Anant, the syllabus for the GRE exam is split into two subjects. One is your verbal, general English section, and another is your quant section, which is general mathematics. Hitesh here wants to know about GRE Edge. How many of you also want to know about GRE Edge, guys? Garishma, I'm sorry I missed your question. Alright, guys, I'll close the poll and share about how GRE Edge works. This is how we work. We are an online academy, okay? Just give me a minute, guys. As soon as you join GRE Edge, you will first be assigned to two personal trainers. Your personal trainers will first ask you your doubts, okay? They'll ask you to take a test. And after you take a test, they'll understand you, and based on your weaker sections, they'll give you a feedback and a lesson plan, study plan. And based on that, you will be studying your lessons. After each lesson, you will be getting a session-based test to ensure you're learning everything and you understand whatever you learn. And your doubts will be clarified by your personal trainers instantly. And your personal trainers, though they might be far away from you, they have this technology which can help them track your performance, whether you are proceeding with your preparations properly or not. So based on various technology, they monitor you, and later on, when you are prepared, you take the style test. These style tests are exactly like the GRE examination, so you won't feel very new to the exam. So you might prepare very well and you can take the GRE examination confidently. So this is how we work. And if you want to talk to us about GRE and anything else, if you want to discuss with us, you can contact us on this number. We have various programs which help you. It depends on how long you prepare for the exam with us, say ranging from 2 weeks to 1 year. Rao, your PhD, your GRE score can vary from 315 to 320 at least. And if you have a good research paper, then that would be really useful. On average, it should be 6K, Hitesh. Definitely, Shruti, I've seen your question. A research paper will be useful. But when you work, you may not be able to do a good research, but I can suggest you to have a good internship opportunity before you join work and before you complete after you complete your course. And please do your project with utmost sincerity and just try to keep it different. It should be 100% nickel. Yes, Garishma, it matters. There is one document called Statement of Purpose which you submit to the university. In that statement of purpose, you can mention about your interest towards doing something which does not require any proof, okay, or certificate, or it does not require. You just have to display your passion. You have to apply to universities after 8 months, Kaushal, but you have to have the score before 8 months. Hitesh, it is, as I told you, it is only an average, okay? Say a 6 months program can be for 7,000, a 1 year program can be for 16,000. It depends on that. Yes, Jewel, GREedge helps you with your statement of purpose, and that is for GREedge students. If you join GREedge for your GRE preparation, you can also join the admission counseling services after your GRE, which can help you to apply to universities, select universities, and write your SOP. Until you get an admit, we help you. Yes, Rao, that is actually magnanimous. It will definitely help you a lot. If you plan to take the GRE, try to keep your score close to 315 at least, which will have a lot of benefits. Okay. Choosing the second option will help you to talk to a counselor. Your counselor will call you and direct you about how you should join GREedge, Hitesh. After you take the GRE examination, you have to take some help from a consultant or someone to help you choose universities and application, Garishma. If you do it on your own, you might miss out on certain things. All right, guys, I think we had a good session. I tried to answer most of your questions. Please don't feel bad if your questions are not answered. I've shared the contact details on screen. Contact us regarding the GRE related doubts. Choose the right one for your career. Okay, reach your right course. Choose the right course and your right career. I wish all of you should have the bright career and a successful one. All the best. Do well and have a good career. Good night, guys. It was nice talking to all of you.